Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that resonates with many of us: battling self-doubt. Whether it's questioning your abilities, feeling uncertain about your decisions, or fearing failure, self-doubt can be quite the opponent. But fear not, because in this video, we're going to explore ways to conquer it and emerge victorious. This will be a very personal video, giving you insight into a little bit of my story, my coping tools, in the hope that I can help someone else who is going through a similar situation. Self-doubt can take a heavy toll. At least it did on me. It followed me throughout my life, whether this was in preschool, being shy and not feeling smart enough, whether it was in high school and not feeling popular enough, or even that I fit in at all. Whether it was at uni and feeling like I haven't chosen the right major that would make my family proud and position me to be successful in life. Whether it was at work and not understanding the task at hand, or not reading between the lines, not being able to communicate effectively, think strategically, or set boundaries with people. In various aspects of my life, fear has often taken control, acting as a barrier before I even begin. It's caused me to miss out and feel like I'm failing before I even started. I've been afraid of what lies ahead, of myself, of both success and failure. It feels like everyone else is living their lives with more purpose and excitement, while I'm simply coasting, almost on autopilot. Or am I? Do these thoughts also spring from self-doubt? Can I even trust them? It's common for self-doubt to cloud our ability to judge our own thoughts and actions. However, it is a crucial moment when you decide that you're done with this cycle of doubt. It is that moment that you decide to take responsibility and accept the good and the bad. And by doing so, you basically neutralize your fear. It is the beginning of a journey towards a more confident version of yourself. This shift in mindset has marked a pivotal moment in my personal growth and self-empowerment. What really transpired in those situations? Reflecting back, I realized I was a timid child, scared not because I was foolish, but because I was enduring abuse. My young, sensitive soul didn't know how else to handle it. I made myself small, seeking to be invisible and to take up as little space as possible. But today, I understand that I have every right to claim my space, my energy, and my existence. During high school, I felt out of place. And truthfully, I was. I was selfless, kind, a bit awkward, a people pleaser, and still grappling with the residue of my childhood and teenage struggles. I didn't have a large circle of friends, but I was friendly with everyone. I developed sincere connections with a handful of individuals, and some of those connections have stood the test of time. At university, I felt ashamed of not pursuing the conventional paths my family would have preferred, like law, economics, or medicine, and I'm sure many of you can relate. Instead, I chose a route more aligned with social and philosophical studies. Today, with society increasingly recognizing social, environmental, and governance issues, and employers valuing these perspectives in their structures, I'm glad for having had the courage to pursue these essential topics. When I assess my career journey post-university, I can confidently say I've navigated that space well to build a successful corporate career for myself. And yet, self-doubt remains present within me. The root seems to lie deep in my subconscious, and it's full of self-sabotaging programs. How do I convince my self-conscious otherwise? Self-doubt often arises from the stories we tell ourselves, the what-ifs that cloud our minds, and the comparisons that we make to others. Shadow work needs to happen here. Recognizing these patterns and narratives is the first step in breaking free from their grasp. By understanding the roots of self-doubt, we can start to challenge its validity. I'm actively reframing these self-doubt and self-sabotage thoughts and feelings, putting them into a new and more constructive perspective, showing myself conscious that there is a different way to think of myself and shed light on situations. Mistakes are stepping stones to growth. So how to deal with self-doubt? One powerful weapon against self-doubt is self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness. Have understanding for yourself. Practice positive affirmations and acknowledge your accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Embrace mindfulness techniques. Being present and focused helps silence the negative chatter in my mind, allowing me to appreciate the current moment without dwelling on uncertainties. Making candles, for example, is one way for me to stay in my now moment, to create and express myself. It helps me take the time to spend with myself doing something that I love, and I'm glad I can share it with you. Remember, self-doubt is a part of the journey, but it does not have to be the destination. With self-awareness, compassion, and a positive support system, you can conquer it. Believe in yourself, because you're capable of extraordinary things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering content. Until next time, goodness keepers, thank you for being here.